Hi, my name is Janina and I'm a software developer for OpenUI5. OpenUI5 is an open source JavaScript UI library created by SAP, and it has been open sourced for a little over a year now. In our session, we would like to talk about the challenges involved with developing well-designed web applications by using real-world examples. A web application is any software that runs in a web browser, and it is often created by using a combination of programming languages like JavaScript, HTML or CSS. Web applications are quite popular. One of the reasons is the inherent support of cross-platform compatibility. But developing a web application is quite challenging. There are multiple platforms like iOS, Android, Windows Phone or BlackBerry. On top of that, there are numerous browsers like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome or Safari. And this is not enough. There are a lot of different devices where these browsers can run on, for example desktop PCs, laptops, tablets or smartphones. And along with this goes a huge amount of screen sizes. So these are just some of the challenges that makes it complicated to develop well-designed web applications.
Thanks, Janina. My name is Michael and I'm also part of the OpenUI5 development team, where I create mobile controls and web applications. And in our session, we don't only want to talk about these challenges that Janina just outlined, but also how to tackle them. So for example, when we talk about the fragmentation of the device screen sizes, then we can see that unfortunately the times are over where everybody had this default screen size that you could optimize your design for. Nowadays, only on the Android market there's numerous different screen sizes that you could take care of, and also on desktop screens the sizes vary a lot more than in the former times. So you want to have a good responsiveness concept to make sure that the user interface is consistent across all these different screen sizes. And then another topic is, for example, the adoption to the device's capabilities. An easy example for this is that on desktop screens you usually interact with your mouse, but on smartphones and tablets you usually use fingers and point interaction. So this is also a very important aspect of creating web applications that run on all different devices. Then we have other topics that are not so prominent, for example internationalization and making sure that the user gets his local language and date format displayed, for example. And what is also important is accessibility features. So for example, if visually impaired users want to use your web application, that they can increase the screen size, the font size, or turn on high contrast themes or interact with their keyboard if they are unable to use the mouse. We will talk also about these topics because we think that for a good overall design concept, you should also take care of this in your web application.
Our company delivers a whole suite of enterprise-grade web applications built with OpenUI5. Therefore, a lot of interaction design and user research has taken place in order to deliver consistent design out of the box. This was not only intended for one application, but for several, so that the user has the best user experience. We will show an approach on how to solve these challenges, which design guidelines evolved, and how we accomplished to keep the load of the application developer at the same time.
So our approach to solve these topics is to include as many things as possible directly inside the UI library. Because then the developer doesn't need to worry about all these topics every time he creates a web application, but most things comes just out of the box. So under the hood we cover responsiveness and adaptiveness for all kinds of devices. That makes it really easy to create a consistent user interface for tablets, desktop and even smartphone devices. And we only expose a few interfaces for the developer to configure them as needed. And with our UI controls and layouts, it's then really easy to create a well-defined and consistent user interface. So we hope this proposal is interesting for the OSCON conference, and we would be really happy to show it on stage. Thank you.